The laps certainly go by really fast, and you get to that corner in a hurry. And so let's say you go into turn one. For me, there's always either markers on the wall that I would use as reference. Sometimes you use the rev limiter as a kind of a brake system to just get right to the edge of that rev limiter, and you hear it just go boom, and it just nose drops. You're on the brakes hard, but believe it or not, I mean, as hard as you're pushing the brake pedal, you're modulating it over the bumps, through the loads, whatever the car's reaction is. You're playing around with that brake pedal all the way down to the center of the corners. You feed the wheel, and you got to feed a lot of wheel to it because it's such a tight corner, and you've got to get that car turn 180 degrees in a hurry and start getting it pointed. And once the front just starts to give you that indication that it's ready to cut, that it's going to get that car rotated and turned and pointed for that back straightaway, you're wide open, right next to the curb, all the way to the throttle. Hope that it sits on those rear tires and just grabs and drives you straight to the wall, and you're shooting down that back straightaway, just thinking about, all right, how am I going to enter turn 3? Where am I going to get on the brakes? Am I going to hit the rev limiter? And it's a much different entry, turn 3, than turn 1. Turn 1 is a little bit more straighter. The car is loose and it loads, where in turn 3 it's just sort of on the edge of the right rear all the way down in the corner. And so again, you're modulating the brakes and the pressure as you get onto the concrete from the pavement, and just whatever that right rear is doing, carry that brake and just start to taper off of it as you put that wheel, feed it into as much as possible, again, to get that car rotated. And you really want to get the car positioned just a little bit further around center, so that once that car cuts, you go to the throttle pedal, you're unwinding the wheel and you're flat to the floor. Again, looking at the wall, hoping those rear tires grip and sits on the back and drives off the corner with good speed, and get to the start finish line and do it another 499 times.